What's up, Lancaster? What's up, Jeffrey?
Hey, we're back. We got the dynamic duo of
That
podcast.
those?
Yeah, sure. All right. I'm Batman.
All right. I'll be Robin. Whatever.
Called it.
A little slow there. Yeah. Yep. Welcome back. It's good to have you back in the seat.
Yeah.
The show wasn't the same. There was no banter.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess you can't banter on your own.
A Ben bantering with himself is not as fun.
There's a joke somewhere in there that is not Lancaster Connects friendly, so I'll leave it alone about self-bantering. But anyway, here we are. We're back, the two of us. Yeah, good to be back. A little bit of vacation, a little bit of family stuff, some health stuff going on, but good to be back in the seat. Happy to be here with you, watching our show, Lancaster Connects. So yeah, you've held down the fort pretty good.
I tried.
Caught the episodes; they've been good.
I tried. Yeah.
Had no negative feedback.
The shows were held together by the strength of our guests. That's what we'll say. We had some great guests.
Thank God for the guest
it on the rails. That's right.
Ben wasn't gonna.
That's right. Yep.
Do it.
Yep.
Well, no, I think you're selling yourself short. I'm sure everything was just great. Our guests loved it.
It was good.
And that's that.
It was good.
So,
yep.
But in case you've forgotten, Lancaster Connects is the show about really helping the community out. The battle of big versus small. Putting light and shining, putting focus on really great people doing great things in our community, whether that be through a charitable effort or another local business effort. But we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. And that's why Lancaster Connects is now 62 episodes deep. I had to look at the notes.
It's crazy. Almost 2 years of doing this.
Yeah. And I think that's just what with our current amazing producer, Chris Stone from Cast Ahead. You can check out what Chris does in the show notes. If you're into anything podcasting at all, he is the guy to go to for sure. He makes our show and all the shows he does fantastic. But I think that's just with him. Is that right?
No, I think we had maybe 16 or 17, 18 previous to that. But it's been a year, a little over a year.
Yeah. Anyway, fun fact. I mean, we're like most podcasts only get to 7 episodes and then they stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because the host is worn out on the reward and the effort of it. They don't see, this media is a long play for most people, but for us people, that makes sense. Usins,
you and I,
Usins around here. This is not about making money. This is about what we just said, giving back to the community that supports us. If you own a business, there's no shortage of people looking for ad dollars and ways to spend your money. And we feel this is a great way to invest our dollars back into the community. So that's that.
Yeah, we couldn't do it, or it would be difficult to do without the great podcast producer in the back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's probably what happens. People try to do it themselves. Hey, we got this cool idea. Everybody's doing a podcast. Let's do it. And then they get into it and it's like, it's hard.
Yeah.
But Chris makes it super easy.
Yeah. I mean, and right now everybody wants to be Joe Rogan.
Right.
Joe's already called me. I'm going to fill in when he's sick. I'm just kidding. I mean, as a media, there's a number of reasons why you don't get beyond 7 episodes. It is a lot of work. Chris makes it very easy for us to show up and kind of be the superstars. We joke, but really you do get that kind of superstar treatment from him and his team. But it's really also about, you got to have a focus of why you're doing it. And for us, it's about helping the local community. So that's why we continue and will continue to do this show.
You're not going to needle podcast producer Chris about the Eagles beating the Lions. You're going to save that for after the show?
Well, I wasn't going to be that way, but since you brought it up, a win is a win. Fly, Eagles, fly.
There you go.
What I really want to go for, and I have no problem with this, is unless tonight's Monday night game lets me down, America's team will be the only team last night, the Dallas Cowboys, to have not scored a touchdown this week.
Now, that
Now,
would be a cool distinction for them to have, right?
Pete Primo says, be nice. No, I'm not.
Lay the smack down.
So here's the inside bowl on this. I was in Dallas, Texas this past week. I actually stayed.
You showed me a picture.
Yeah, where the event was, like you walk across the the area that, what am I looking for? The entertainment venue. You walk across the gardens, whatever, the plaza, and there was AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, by the way, not Dallas, which, there is something about the Philadelphia Eagles and where their sports complexes are. You walk out and you're in South Philly.
Yep.
You're in Philadelphia.
Yep. Beautiful skyline of the city.
So,
oh boy.
Anyway, I said we were going to go on to the show. Our podcast is like, what?
There's Pops with Chicago Eagles. Yeah, he's a fan. He watches every step.
So anyway, football season is underway. I hope you and your team had a good weekend. And if you didn't, there's always
week two.
Always week two. We've got 16 more weeks of football. So there we go.
Yeah, what would be cool about the show? We should have listeners give us their, football fandom. Who do they like? Be a great way to comment during the show. Tell us who you root for or who you don't root for in the Cowboys' sake. Commenting get you into the prize later. We'll pick a winner at the end. Anybody who commented to win one of a couple of cool gifts. We've got a coffee mug and tumblers.
All right. They haven't been on the show for a couple weeks.
Hold up the thing.
You might even hold it up right here. You can tell your last storm or cuddle swag.
Or if you don't like the gifts, which I think are super cool, I used to have Julian's baseball game on Saturday. Get my drink cool. $25 restaurant gift card you can pick instead of one of these cool gifts. So commenting, that's all you got to do. Comment at the end, we'll spin prize later, pick a winner to win one of these cool gifts. You can also watch this on a number of different channels, Facebook pages, Gardener's Mattress and More, where we are broadcasting live from Park City Mall. So Gardener's Mattress and More Facebook page, Lancaster Connects Facebook page, also the same YouTube channels, Gardener's Mattress and More and Lancaster Connects. And also we are live on, or at least we're broadcast on podcast channels. So if you want to listen, you can listen to any episode in your vehicle. You can go to lancasterconnects.com/episodes and see past episodes, listen and watch past episodes as well.
Take in all the greatness of the show. It'd be really cool if somebody said, you know what? I binge watch Game of Thrones, but what I really like binge watching is Lancaster Connects.
That's right.
And I did all 62 episodes. That'd be cool someday. Anyway.
Give them a prize.
That'd be cool. That's right. Anyway, without too much further ado, Chris Russell, we are sorry for going on a football tangent there.
It's all right.
Who's Chris's football team? Are you a football fan? Do you have a team?
Maybe we should have asked this before.
He's probably Cowboys.
Oh man, I've been a Skins fan for years.
Okay, hey,
and yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I mean, there's not much else to say. Commanders now, I guess.
Yeah,
but
yeah. And Carson Wentz did okay, didn't he? It's all said he had 4 touchdowns. I know that's a decent amount of touchdowns for a quarterback to have, but I didn't watch any of the game.
Yeah, he did all right. I didn't watch any of the game either. I caught some highlights, but I was watching the Eagles and I watched that Tampa. I was falling asleep. That Tampa game was pretty boring, back and forth with the field goals, but watched a little football yesterday and got to relax. That was nice.
That's good.
Well, Chris, you have a company, an organization that is very cool. It's the exact reason why we do this show, called Fitness for Focus. So why don't, before we get into that, why don't we learn a little bit more about you? Are you a Lancaster native?
I am not a Lancaster native. I was born out in the Midwest. My family moved to just north of Washington, D.C., or in D.C. area, St. Charles, when I was a little guy. And then around the age of 5, moved to Hershey area. And about 8 years after that, moved to Elizabethtown. So I ended up in Lancaster at about age 13, and I've been in the area about 30 years now.
Okay, that's awesome. Where in the Midwest?
I was born in Overland Park, just I think it's north or a little south, just right outside Kansas City.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I'm not a Chiefs fan. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Well, It's awesome. Thanks for sharing. So tell us a little bit about Fitness for Focus. What is Fitness for Focus?
Yes. Yeah. So Fitness for Focus is a gym for individuals with developmental and intellectual abilities. After doing this for 13 years, can't really focus on the word disability. It's tough to do because I've seen so much that our athletes aren't able to do when they come into the gym. But we're a gym, and that's what we are as a gym. But we're also working on just all kinds of stuff when athletes come in for their sessions. We're working on behaviors. We're working on colors, numbers, reading, writing. So strengthening the body and the mind in our athletes is what we primarily do, but we work on so much more than just that strength and conditioning that you get when you're in a gym for, working out. It's a blast watching athletes come in and work out hard and really push themselves.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm watching this, realizing these athletes that you coach are doing more than I am right now, which shame on me and amazing for them.
Yeah, they're hands down unbelievable, awesome, work hard, very obviously very list driven. So we have a curriculum. Obviously, you saw some of our curriculum boards in there. We have a curriculum that runs monthly, and it changes every month with the whole goal of teaching athletes to exercise, learn the exercises and do those exercises. But they come in, they see the board and see what they're supposed to do, right to work. And they work hard, sweat hard, and they're always striving to be better and do more.
That's awesome. Talk a little bit about the journey to start Fitness for Focus. Where you noticed a need, and what did you do? When you noticed that need to then start the gym. What was the catalyst, and what did that journey look like?
Yeah, so I'm going to give you the shortened version because I could talk about this all day, obviously. But I went to college to become a phys ed teacher, and in my last semester, kind of felt like maybe I didn't want to do that, and came back to Pennsylvania from Boston area and started working doing paver patios, and kind of felt unfulfilled doing that. Learned a great trade, awesome work, hard work. Nothing wrong with it, but just kind of felt like, oh man, I just don't feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. So a friend of mine was a TSS, Therapeutic Staff Support, in Palmyra area school district. And I got a job with a company out of Lebanon and started going to school with a young fella named Tommy. And there's a little picture of Tommy on our website, little before and after shot of Tommy. Started going to school with him around age 10 and took him out to the playground in Palmyra, bounced the ball to him, and it went by. About 3 seconds after it went by, he turned to look at it. And that's kind of where the idea was born, just on a playground. And I began to think about, and I began to jot notes. I showed this to you guys earlier. I still have it. Man, this is from 2005 or so, but a little notebook that I just started jotting notes and ideas and curriculum and what things would look like down in this notebook. And it's crazy to look back at this thing, but there's a lot of stuff in here that initially I thought, we could use, and we still do some of it today, but we've definitely changed over the years. And that's kind of how the whole idea was started. That's Tommy there on the website. And he's made some significant improvements over the years. You can see, obviously, our old logo there, and now we have a new logo. We have new curriculum boards. They used to be yellow, so some things have changed. But what we do remains the same, and that is impacting and trying to significantly change the lives of individuals with autism, Down syndrome. We have individuals stroke. They've had a stroke, and they're in the gym trying to work the kinks out, as I like to say. They're also just individuals with ADHD and some other diagnosis that we really work with. And it's been an amazing 13 years, and it's going to be an amazing, who knows how many more coming up here.
That's awesome. So you're putting together a custom fitness program for each athlete that comes through the program?
Yeah, so we have a curriculum that we use, and that curriculum I've developed, and it started in this notebook. We've tweaked that over the years. We've redesigned it with the help of trainers and just figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And that is the footprint for what we do when our athletes are in the gym. They come in, they go to the curriculum board, and they go ahead and put marks up on the board to remind them how many exercises to do. And then our trainers are just teaching our athletes from that board and from that curriculum. Now, we might have some athletes that need some assistance, and they might not be able to do our curriculum yet. So we have like an early intervention curriculum that we do with some of our athletes that might not be able to squat, might not be able to jump, might not be able to do a jumping jack, because there's a lot of movements and there's a lot of stuff involved. So what we do with some of those athletes is we break down what they need to be able to do a jumping jack or maybe a squat. And we're teaching them that initially. And then the goal for us is we want our athletes to start on list 1, get to list 4, which is our harder list. List 1's easy, list 4 is hard. And then get them out the door to a Gold's Gym or a Planet Fitness or wherever, and get them into one of those big box gyms. Teach them, prepare them, and send them on their way if that's what they choose. Oftentimes, and we still have athletes that I started with 12 years ago that are still coming through the door. And it's been a blessing to see how they've changed over the years and how they've improved over the years.
Yeah. I mean, what a testament to the program when you have somebody sticking around for 12 years, when they're likely able to and have the skills and the comfort level and the confidence to move on. Testament to the work you're doing. I noticed intentionally you used, you qualify your athletes as having abilities and not disabilities. Let's talk about that for a minute, because I think that's obviously a very intentional word choice for a positive reason. Let's share why that is.
Yeah, you've got to be intentional with that. You use the word disability, and I feel like you're already picking out a flaw. If we're gonna pick out flaws, then it's going to be tough to get from here where they might be to here where they need to be quicker. So the first thing that I do with our trainers when they come on board is I tell them not to look at the athletes when they come in the door as having a disability, because they're completely able to do a lot. Take, for instance, if your bicep works, if it flexes, or if your arm works like it should, or your legs work like they should, they might be really weak. They're able. We have to figure out how to build them up. We have to figure out how to break everything down maybe and build them up and get them from point A. There's Mitch. Mitch is one of our Lancaster guys. He's a stud. He loves working out and staring at his biceps the whole time. I love it.
So Mitch brings the gun show. Is that right?
Oh, he's got the cutoffs.
Yeah.
I actually had to get cutoff shirts for Mitch because he always was rolling his shirt up. So we just ordered some new Fitness for Focus gear, and we got these cutoffs and we got tank tops. And I think that's all Mitch ordered so he can stare at his biceps, which we love.
That's great.
Because ultimately he's in the gym working out, staring at his biceps. They're getting bigger. And you know what that's doing? That's improving his confidence in himself. And everybody needs that boost. Yeah. But yeah, Mitch has been working out pretty hard in the Lancaster location here over the past bunch of weeks.
Well, I think, we'll get to it, I'm sure, as we continue on our conversation. But I think as you find new locations, new coaches, even our folks listening to this, you said when you work and train with your coaches, to not look at the athlete coming in as having a disability. But I think the reality is, I'm going to hold myself personally accountable. I've not been walking into any gym recently. So just the fact that your athletes are showing up for their fitness, no matter the level, is to be applauded, because there's an awful lot of people who have a similar ability to show up in a gym who don't, unfortunately, in our society. So, amazing to your athletes that they are into this in the way they are, into bettering themselves. So I think that's something that your coaches can really acknowledge and pat every athlete that comes in your door on the back with.
Oh yeah, they're hard workers, very hard workers. And we should have done this interview in the gym and gone through the curriculum and put it to the test is what we should have done. I didn't think about that until I was in the waiting room. I was like, man, we really should have kicked it up a notch. But
you would have seen a very sweaty Jeff.
Athletes, what's that?
You would have seen a very sweaty Jeff at that point.
That's all right. But our athletes they're just tremendous. We have, from athletes that need complete hands-on health to athletes that come into the gym and they don't even want to say hi or bye to you. They just want to come in, get their workout done, and move on with the rest of their day. That's Hershey over in mechanics for Tan the man, doing ropes.
So this is a neat video to watch. So that young girl that was just hopping, obviously younger, and we've seen some older people in the in these shots. So what are the age ranges of people that you work with? Excuse me.
Yeah, at one point in time, our youngest was 3.5, and our oldest, I think they were simultaneously coming to the gym, was 72.
Oh my, okay,
somewhere around there. So we work with anybody that needs assistance just getting better. I mean, what we've done and what we've created is a place where these athletes can go and they can get stronger in every way, shape, and form. But the place is not overwhelming. There's not too much noise. We play music. We're rocking out sometimes for the athletes that can come in and they want to hear music. But we've dulled everything down, and it's personal training is what it is. And we've made it a place where they go, they feel comfortable, and they just want to come in and they want to work hard and they want to get their workout done. And it's done very well, keeping it that. So
yeah. So how many athletes might be in the gym at one time, and then throughout the course of a month or a year, how many athletes do you serve over that period?
Yeah. So at most, depending on the size of our gyms across, Central PA and our other locations, at most it's 2 athletes to a trainer. We don't want to have any more than that. Other than our group sessions that we run, our group sessions are at most 5 athletes to 1 trainer. And those group sessions are really focusing on peer interaction. They're called Fit Friends. Peer interaction, working out, having fun, giving high fives, and really working on that camaraderie with the other athletes, working on speaking, talking, asking questions, and really building friendships through working out. About 3-4 years ago, and prior to everything closing down, I would say we were probably in the gym and with summer camps, and going to schools. We've been in some schools, probably around 200 athletes directly working with them a couple years ago. We're building back up to that now. I'd say we're probably at 100, 125, 150 throughout everything that we're doing, maybe a little bit more than that.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. So the kind of coach that's working with the athletes, tell us a little bit about them. Is there something that draws them to Fitness for Focus as opposed to other gyms and athletic centers? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So most of the trainers that have come through here in Central Pennsylvania, in some way, shape, or form, have a family member or a friend or somebody that they know with autism, Down syndrome. One of the specific trainers was a family member, and it really over the years has been just that. They have a deep connection with the demographic we serve, and then there are a few that have come through as interns. They started as interns. We have a great relationship with Lebanon Valley College, Elizabethtown College, Messiah College, and we have interns that come through each of our locations. We have interns that have come through and they loved it so much that they just started working right after college. We actually have one that just graduated Lebanon Valley College, and she's going to be starting up here hopefully soon. And so what we do when somebody comes into the gym and they're interested in training is we put them right in the fire, have them come in, do some shadowing, have them start working with the athletes, and introduce them to our curriculum. They watch our curriculum videos, and really just get them going as quick as we can and train them up. And it really is more important that they know the demographic we serve more than they know the fitness industry, but it's great if we have a little bit of both of that.
Right.
Yeah, very, very good. So for your athletes with autism, your athletes with Down syndrome, is there, I'm sure there's commonalities and pathways of success that you've found to best help them, to best see them succeed. And like you said, you come in here and we want to get you up here, right? What have you learned? What have you seen? And what's that success path look like?
Well, as Matt says from Austin, that's the secret sauce. That is the secret sauce. So obviously there's characteristics with each demographic that we serve that typically need quite a bit of work. And in those areas, we specifically work on, those muscle groups or whatever those areas might be. We really spend some time working on those and improving those areas. And when we improve those areas, no matter, what the diagnosis might be, we start to see improvement, and we start to hear stories from families saying, hey, we've noticed that this has changed. The tiniest things like, hey, my child climbed into the shower by themselves today. That's never happened. That's awesome. You and I take that for granted. My family member opened a heavy door today and held it for some people when we were walking into a restaurant. And that has stopped families in their tracks to say, they just opened that door. We're used to opening the doors for them. And that's what we're all about. Like we just want to build muscle, confidence, and we want to build these athletes up so their daily life, they can just do more activities. They can help around the house more, do more chores would be great. We've gotten that already. So a lot of great stories from being able to just strengthen your body, your mind, and become a better person.
So if two questions about enrolling in the program. How does somebody get enrolled? And then what does that look like? Is it like a monthly membership, or they, they're buying a program and they stay for a certain period of time? What does that look like for somebody that wants to get enrolled?
Yeah. So if you're in central Pennsylvania or you're in Charlotte or any of the other locations, obviously jump on our website and you can fill out a contact form specifically for that location. When you fill that contact form out, it goes directly to one of the trainers in that area. It is under contact. That's for our Fit Friends classes. If you go under contact, that'll pull up the locations, and then you can go to that form. And a trainer or myself here in Central PA will be in touch with the family, and we'll get the family in for a free session. We also have a lot of case workers here in Central Pennsylvania that might fill out that form for the family and come with the family. Come in, do a free session, an assessment. It's a little free session to show you what we do. And really just show families what Fitness for Focus is all about. And after that, you can sign up for, a session package, or we have 3, 6, and 12-month commitments that families can sign up for. And really, it's as easy as that. Just get rolling.
You mentioned how a caseworker might fill out a form for one of your athletes or their family. So aside from paying, direct out of pocket as you would a regular gym membership, do you work with like the state support agencies that the athletes might be connected to as well? Do you do anything like that?
Yes, yeah. So in Pennsylvania here, some families have waivers, and we are able to currently have athletes come in that have the PFDS waiver and the community living waiver, and they can use some of their waiver funding to get sessions covered at one of our central PA locations.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. I'm not familiar with any of those programs. I would imagine anyone with an athlete that has, need for your services, they would understand what those programs are.
Or yeah, for the most part.
Do you maybe want to touch?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't. Maybe you want to touch on them for a minute, because maybe they've just not heard of it, and maybe we can expose them to some new information.
Yeah. So if you are a family here in Pennsylvania, then you have a caseworker. There is a pretty good chance that you might have a waiver. You might have some funding that you're able to use here, and you just talk to your caseworker about it, or maybe you call one of the local organizations and talk to them about it. If you don't have a waiver, there's a list. There's a wait for the waiver process. But once you get that waiver, either PFDS or community living waiver, and I hope I'm okay saying this, I'm pretty sure I am, but then there's a little bit more of a process, but we can get you enrolled, and the waiver will cover that. The fee to come in once a week and work out with one of our trainers at any of our central PA locations here.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, very good.
I think it would be great if you can, and you don't have to share names or anything like that, but I think you shared either Timmy or Tommy, I forget who it was, success story. Do you have other success stories that you can share of people that your program has helped?
Yeah, I've got hundreds of them, sure. But we obviously don't have the time to go through hundreds of success stories. If you're a Fitness for Focus family member and you catch this or you watch this, and I didn't name your athlete, I apologize. Obviously, we have limited time, but we've got so many stories from the smallest things, like I explained earlier. Being able to. One of the families came in recently, and the young lady had a traumatic brain injury, some right side weakness. So we're working on strengthening that right side, and she's been coming for a couple months. And obviously, she's awesome. All of our athletes are awesome. And she started up, and she's the biggest joker, always giving me a rough time. I trained her one day, and she comes to our other Mechanicsburg 2 days. And so she comes in 3 times a week, and she's been doing it for about 5 months now. And mom comes in, she can pull herself up in the dad's truck. It's a truck that's a little bit more lifted off the ground. Not a big thing for a lot of people, but a pretty big thing. So just being able to strengthen somebody so they can do those daily basic life skills is what we're all about. Obviously, Tommy hits home for me. He revolutionized the way I think about demographic of people back in 2004 when I started with him. And he's been doing that ever since. His story doesn't stop at the playground. His story is, he's helped me figure out how to make this all work. You can see the top picture there on our website is of Tommy, probably about 5.5, 6 years ago. He had some circumstances in his life where he gained quite a bit of weight. And that happens to people. It's a common occurrence. Life can be stressful, stuff can go on and we can lose track. I've done it. And then he had some life issues, and he ended up 4 years ago moving in with me and my family, and we had a pretty big life change. Tommy, when I started with him, was 10 years old. He's now 26 and living with us, and he's lost about 90 pounds. He's in, I can't even describe, he's just in such a better state. And just some of the stuff, used to snore, not sleep as well. Used to really have trouble getting up steps without being out of breath. And my personal thinking is when you are out of shape, it makes life a lot more difficult. And I'm actually living it right now. I had some back issues the past couple of months. I told you guys about that. Just got some new mattresses, and I've lost a little bit of weight myself and getting myself back into shape. It can really, in my mind, it is really, the biggest benefit, the biggest thing that you can do for yourself and for this demographic as a whole is be stronger and eat better, because it will revolutionize your body. It will change who you are. And if we could do that as a whole here in Pennsylvania and across the country, if we could do that with this demographic, we would see tremendous results. And that's my goal, is to start really pushing and grinding it, and eventually, hopefully, my goal, reach a million lives and change a million lives.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
you clarified your success stories with the time, and you're right. We don't have the time to share hundreds and hundreds of stories, but what we can do is whenever you see this post, especially if you see it on social media and you're so inclined, share your story in the comments. I'd love to see that for you, for your athlete, for fitness, for Focus, because obviously they're doing great work. But here's what we'll do as gardeners, and I'm shooting right off the cuff here. Back first time in like 6 weeks on the show.
Making promises.
If you're in central Pennsylvania, or you happen to get to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, bring, I guess you have fitness cards, membership cards, I would imagine, some sort of a member ID or something. Is that right?
No, we just use a software.
Okay.
And put everybody into the software. Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, just let us know. We're going to take it on the honor system. Let us know that you're a Fitness for Focus member. And for your athlete and for the family of the athlete, we'll make you, because sleep's important, we'll make you a custom fit pillow with our pillow making machine. We'll do that for any of your members, any of your athletes. Because like you said, sleep's important, and we don't have the time to necessarily highlight everybody, but if everybody would come in and want a pillow, we'll do that for them.
Awesome. Yep. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Chris, you've mentioned a few times, we showed it on the location finder, and the path to 1 million lives changed. Obviously, you've expanded beyond Central PA. Talk a little bit about your growth and the plan and what you hope to build Fitness for Focus to.
Yeah. So, honestly, started in the back of a church in Hershey in 2010, January 23rd, 2010. And eventually moved over to a friend of mine's place in Hummelstown, Tim's Personal Training, and used his place. He has a little hole in the wall, we called it, back in the day. And then after seeing some growth there, moved into our first location right near downtown Hershey. That's where our Hershey location is. And what happened during that time was we had families coming from Mechanicsburg and a few families coming from Lancaster and saying, "Oh man, it's a crazy drive, across the river and past Walmart. Have you ever thought about opening one in Mechanicsburg and in Lancaster?" And shortly after having some of those conversations and seeing some more growth, we opened those up. And then just prior to everything shutting down in 2020, we opened up Charlotte, North Carolina as a pilot. And it's doing well, and it's growing now that things are back opened up and people are getting back into the swing of things. And we have Orange County, New York, which is a friend of mine from college. They're getting up and running here this fall. And then also Austin, Texas. And the goal is to get Austin, Texas in Orange County up and running this fall. And then hopefully by January 1, the goal is to be ready to franchise Fitness for Focus, because I've had calls from all over the country, even comments on social media and stuff from other parts of the world saying, man, we need this here. The demographic needs it. And so what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and get it out to more people across the nation and really start to change a significant number of lives through just fitness and nutrition.
If anybody has that expertise and would be so inclined to give that expertise to Fitness for Focus, that would be great. I mean, that's why we do this show. It's called Lancaster Connects for a reason, to connect people to interesting causes, interesting people doing great things. And, you are right. We the person who connected us, Risa from Aaron's Acres, I know their efforts are needed worldwide. They focus their efforts really throughout the summer. And I know that large plans to really become a year-round effort. And that's great. But none of that happens if those who are exposed to the great work you do for a minute and then just pass on it. So I'm just kind of calling that out right now. If you have this kind of expertise, and Chris, if you're receptive to it, reach out. The contact information is on the site. It's in the show notes. But that's how we improve our world, our society, our local backyard communities, by really making these connections with one another.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm excited to see what the future holds. I mean, we're going to keep on going, keep on pushing, and keep on expanding here and changing lives. So
that's fantastic. So just a question to wrap up. You have your locations here. You're expanding nationwide. Is there anything else you'd like to share, or anything next for Fitness for Focus?
No, I mean, just if you're watching the show here today, I appreciate what you guys are doing. Helping get word out is the toughest thing for. That's probably been one of the toughest things over the years, is just letting people know that we're around and that we specifically work with this demographic. So if you're watching this and you can share it, or you can let somebody know, about what we're doing, that would be great. Thank you guys for doing what you're doing. It definitely is a big help, and really appreciate being able to spend some time here with you guys today.
All right. Well, yeah. It's our pleasure. I mean, we love having guests like yourself on that are really making impactful change. That's for sure. We have an awful lot of people that reach out about being on the show, and most of those are more of a selfish reason. We want to highlight folks like you, charities doing great work for our community and for the other communities they serve. So it's been great to have you on, that's for sure. And we got a fan here. Amy says awesome, and she's going to definitely share. And that's the thing. Take some extra time out of your day. Maybe share a little bit less of the division and the dug-in opinions online. Share stuff like this, please.
One more thing I think on my end, I always encourage people to do, and it comes natural for me after doing it for so long. But if you see somebody, at the store, or when you're out and about, and they might have a diagnosis of autism or Down syndrome or something like that, it's easy for me. It might not be easy for you guys if you're watching, but don't be afraid to go up and just, either ask their parents or ask them, hey, as Coach Jay says down in Charlotte, knuckle up and get a fist bump from them, because it's going to make you feel better. And two, more importantly, it's going to make them feel better. It's going to boost their confidence. And it's always just good to be, I think, making sure that we're doing that with everybody, but even more so with the demographic that we work with.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep, 100%. I'm going to take that to heart and put that into my interactions out there day to day for sure. So
Cool.
awesome, man.
It doesn't take much to make somebody's day, right?
No, it really doesn't.
Simple actions.
You know, and not to belabor it, but I mean, when we think of people that have autism, that have Down syndrome, I mean, you know, they may feel a lot of pressure for how they present. If I'm can speak candidly, how they present to the outside world, to the world that they have to live in. So yeah, that moment of like, hey, have a good day. You know, hey, I really like your shirt. Hey, are you an Eagles fan? Yeah, it's awesome. That's the only football team to follow. You're the best. You know,
Oh, here we go again. Gone in full circle.
Yeah. But don't beat up on the folks that have Cowboys jersey. You really don't have to. You just say, hey, you know, let's have a good season, right? But yeah, really think about how that impact can really change. Makes you feel good, but it might just make their day or week to have that positive interaction. So yeah, man, this has been great. Love having you on. I think it's time for our connection cocktail.
It's been a few weeks for you. Are you ready for this?
It is. We have like new music.
Yeah, music.
I leave and the show gets better. So that's good. I'll leave again for 6 weeks. We'll come back to better stuff.
Since it's been a while, you can take question number one.
Yeah. So, Chris, what's your favorite thing to do in Lancaster?
In Lancaster. Oh man.
Or Lancaster County. It can be
anything outdoors. My family and I, we're oftentimes outdoors, hiking or whatever. We live right near Mount Gretna. So I think maybe half of Mount Gretna is Lancaster and the other half is Lebanon. I'm not sure where the border. We're so close to there. But yeah, anything to do with the outdoors.
That's cool. Well, I mean, we'll allow Mount Gretna. That's cool. You know,
it's close enough.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Have you ever taken your family to the lake there, Mount Gretna Lake? Is that what it's called?
Yes. Yeah. My daughter actually failed the swim test at Mount Gretna Lake this year. It was catastrophic.
Oh no,
it was catastrophic.
Is that like swim lessons?
No, you have to so in order to go off the swing and stuff, you have to.
Oh, okay.
You have to pass a test, and she didn't pass the test, and she really wanted to go off the diving board and the swings, and that didn't work. But next year, there's always next year.
Always. And how old is she?
She is 9 now, and my other daughter is 8. So,
got plenty of time.
They'll get it next year.
My guess is they'll be working hard in the off season swimming.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so this is a little different angle here. Central PA, you've got a number of different convenience store and gas station locations to choose from. You got Turkey Hill, you got Sheetz, you got Rutter's, Wawa. There might even be something else up there in the Mount Gretna Northern Territory. What's your go-to?
Northern Territory.
Listen, guys, you can't, with all the convenience stores around, you cannot pick just one, because if you're going to Turkey Hill, you're grabbing a Turkey Hill iced tea, hands down. If you're not, you got to. If you're going to, what was the other one? Turkey Hill.
Sheetz, Rutter's.
Sheetz.
Wawa.
If you're going to, if you're going to Sheetz, you're grabbing a milkshake for the kids from the milkshake machine, or a little ice cream, or a Sheetz of pizza.
Sheetz of pizza.
If you're going to Rutter's or Rutter's, you're going to get some good coffee, right?
Okay.
Because Sheetz and Turkey Hill, sorry guys, but you guys got those new coffee machines. I need the old school coffee pot where you actually pull the nozzle down and you get a drip from that.
That's a good point. So new coffee machines, no good.
I don't like those commercial Keurig coffee machines. Don't pump out the good fresh, the good coffee. I just see that it doesn't work for me.
This is why we do. They're the
Rutter's, you still go in and pour the cream. I'm telling you, then Wawa, you're going to get a hoagie from Wawa, right?
And you use the correct term, not sub,
right?
Hoagie, right?
No, my family's from Philadelphia area. They bust my chops every time I say sub.
I will say, on the note of coffee at Rutter's, the one thing that I appreciate most about grabbing a coffee at Rutter's is the single dispenser coffee cup lid. You know, you pull a little mechanism out and it brings one out at a time. Yeah. Even before all the last 2.5 years of what we've all went through, I've always appreciated the fact that somebody else wasn't gripping up on my coffee lid.
Because you always
you pull one off and the whole stack comes up when you pull one off everywhere else.
Yep, I enjoy that immensely.
This is why we ask these questions.
That's right.
Aaron and Jeff doing the hard hitting work in Lancaster. Coffee. Coffee talk.
Coffee wars. We should have a representative from each of these locations on. Let them battle it
Oh
out.
man, I might get in trouble.
Yeah, they're going to, yeah. The only representative that's going to join us is the lawyer. Anyway, last question. What part of Lancaster, when you bring family, friends in, maybe some new franchisees come in, what part of Lancaster would you choose to impart on them from if they're from out of town?
I would say right around our house here, Mount Gretna area. It's on the border, but hiking, Mount Gretna is a cool little spot. We frequent the Gretna Hideaway. Great food, great atmosphere in the summertime. But anywhere in Lancaster County is special. You got Amish downtown is really growing as well. So I'm all about getting outdoors, hiking wherever possible.
Yep.
So some of those small parks and stuff.
That's cool. Do you, so kind of piggybacking on this question, and I know we're kind of flipping back. Do you ever take your athletes on hikes? Do you get out of the office, if you will, out of the gym?
I used to do that. We actually did Governor Dick hike back when I started Fitness for Focus. I did a hike up to the tower. We climbed the tower and hung out. But we're going to get into doing more of that stuff and scheduling more stuff now that things have opened back up and people are moving and grooving.
That's cool. That's awesome.
All right, man. Well, this has been great. I mean, I just love having folks like you on. Love all the work you're doing. It's always really cool when something amazing like the focus of what you do for the athletes that you work with comes along with the endeavor of having a business. So I think it's awesome, man. Keep doing it. Best of luck to you with your growth. Because if you can help more communities like you help the Lancaster County community, that's awesome in my book. So thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great rest of the week.
Yep. Thank you.
You too.
So if you're pretty cool like Chris, not pretty cool, really cool, like Chris Russell at Fitness for Focus, and you're doing things that help our community in similar ways or like ways that Chris is helping his amazing athletes with, please reach out. If you're a business doing the same, that's fine too. But reach out to lancasterconnects.com/guest. We'll get you on the show. I think at this point, we're booked up for the rest of September. We're booking into October. We go live Mondays at 2:00. Real simple. You can sit at home in your office, at your place, a business or charity. And if you've got a computer and an internet connection, you can be on the show. It's really fairly simple.
Very easy.
And, we give you the recording so you can chop it up, slice it up any way you want. It's yours to use. You can share all the social links. So we really do try to give you something more than just your time on the show to use down the road. All right. So you go to lancasterconnects.com/guest to get the ball rolling there.
Yeah, we're booking into the fall at this point.
That's right.
Got a handful of great guests lined up. In fact, we've got a mystery guest in 2 weeks.
Oh, you're teasing it. Teasing it already.
I won't say who it is, but it is a mystery guest. And in-person mystery guest.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's a rare. We need to get back. Well, and I'll jump over the tease of the mystery guest. We'll have in the fall, we'll have a new podcast studio, furniture, fixtures, the whole thing. So we'll have to plan for a third seat in that, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
So so that's that. Prize-Elator is getting fired up. We do prizes on the show. You get in by commenting. You can win some amazing Less Snore, More Cuddle drinkware or a $25 gift card. My sleep better tip for you. I shared this information with our team this morning. 84% of homes struggle with dust mites. And dust mites are these little critters that feed off of our skin cells. They need a moist, damp environment to really thrive. Well, where is that? That's in your mattress. All right. Your mattress it works like a sponge, takes in all of life's moments that happen in bed. We shed skin cells. We perspire.
We're gross.
Yeah. I mean, people as a thing are pretty filthy animals. So your mattress soaks all that in. You can fix that with a really great mattress protector. These things there's a little demo. They go over your mattress like a fitted sheet. The top is a waterproof, breathable barrier. basically all the stuff you pour into your mattress stays on top, either evaporates or gets laundered away, and you keep a clean, healthy environment. If you have severe allergies, we have what's called an encasement, where it zips around and you have the protection on all 6 sides. But there is science, there's data behind sleeping in an unhealthy mattress environment that just impacts your sleep, because you're going to be waking up because your breathing isn't great. You're breathing all that in. You're going to be stuffy. And keeping your new mattress, or even reducing what goes into your current mattress, keeping it cleaner is healthier, and you will sleep better. That's the tip for this time.
Your prep game is on point.
Look, man, I didn't slouch off those 6 weeks that I was away or so.
You're prepping that prop.
I've been thinking of this one the whole time.
So, testimonial for Gardner's Mattress and More. Obviously, we are broadcasting from our business here, Gardner's Mattress and More, right behind Park City Mall on Plaza Boulevard. Been here for our 12th year, right, in this location.
Yep.
21 years on Rohrstown Road. I share that because our commenter, or our reviewer, Bob in Lancaster, said he had earlier in the week, he said he had a fantastic experience. Andrew listened and understood what I was looking for. He explained everything with detail, and Bob liked the fact that they are a locally owned company.
It's right here.
Right here you go.
These guys.
So we've been around for 32 years. Different ownership for the first part of those 21 years. And then I worked in the business for 11 years, and previous owner retired. Jeff and I partnered together, and here we are 12 years later in this location, providing fantastic experiences, sleep experiences.
That's right.
Guaranteeing happy wake-ups every morning.
That's right.
And getting feedback like that. So we've been blessed with some great customers. In fact, those customers voted us for the last 13 years. Is it 13?
13 years in a row. Yep.
Got a new plaque we're going to put on the wall soon.
I guess this is officially the first time we've said that, because it was announced.
It was announced, yeah.
And we didn't have a show since. So
I think I may have mentioned it. Yeah, I did mention it.
It's the first time the two of us together gets announced. Yeah, 13 years in a row, being Lancaster's favorite mattress store. Not something we take lightly.
Nope.
We also just don't settle and do victory laps for a whole year around each award. It's there's not a lot of pomp and circumstance internally about it. It's, hey guys, we won it again. Thank you for your efforts, but it's a daily focus on doing favorite mattress store things behind the scenes every single day of the week.
I like that, doing favorite mattress store things.
That's right. That's right.
A mattress store that does favorite mattress store.
This guy thinks I was going to come back and be rusty. No, consummate podcast.
On it.
That's right.
On
That's
it.
right. So anyway, yeah, that's our thing. I mean, we really do focus every day of the week, week in, week out throughout the year, to make sure you have an exceptional experience. Because when we reply to the reviews we get, which I mostly reply to all of them, it's always, we are honored with your trust in your business, and thank you for being our customer, because it does mean a lot to us. So with that said, that's that. I think we just have one more point of order for business, and that's to give away this week's prize. So let's fire up the prize-elator. That's right. Doing favorite mattress store things, which the prize-elator is one of them. Hashtag trademark Jeff, prize-elator. I did the hashtag.
I don't think people do that anymore.
They don't.
I don't think they do this. That's like
your pops won.
Ah, right. We'll get him a.
You'll take him one for the next dinner.
That's right. That's right. I think I already gave them one of these or one of those. I'll have to figure out which one he doesn't have. Get him the other one. That's right. That's right. Well, thanks for commenting.
Yeah. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for being a fellow Eagles fan. Not everybody's perfect. All right. Well, that was this week's show on Lancaster Connects. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next week on Lancaster Connects. Take care.